All right. Well, nice to see you all here. I'd like to thank the Oregon Cannabis Association for having me here, and it's inspiring to see all you people here. And it's definitely a huge honor to be speaking with Tad and Jeff and Randy. Jeff's book was very inspiring to me, and I've been using Tad and Randy's products for quite a few years now. So, yeah, super happy to be here. I basically just wanted to, organics is just all I've known. I guess a brief little history of mine would, it started off in Maui, and I'm from Arizona, and I'd never, as far as this culture goes, there was no flowers or smells, or there was bricks and seeds and nothing that I was really into ever. And when I moved to Maui and I was up on the mountain looking at the flat ocean and smoking out of a pipe with a magnifying glass and watching whales jump out of the water, I was just like, whoa, you know, and truly was a moment that changed, you know, kind of the direction of where I was going and what I was thinking about. And one of my friends out there, he gave me a few little beans and told me how to sprout them. And as soon as I saw the little white thing pop out, I was like, kind of had this feeling of, whoa, I'm like a parent. And it kind of just started from there. And I've definitely chose kind of a more intuitive approach. I haven't got into too much of the science of it, and just kind of watched and observed, and it's always led me in a great direction. And as far as you have such a big room to grow and to learn from with organics. You have room for error, room for success, and so I've just been kind of figuring out my way along the way. And I guess where the industry is going right now, and you know, it's fairly established in many ways, but there's like a direction to be paved, and at least I would love to be a part of like the organic direction. I think just as like organic food is shown to be more nutritious, more valuable to our bodies and our brains, I think when growing a plant that has a direct connection to our body and triggers a specific part of your mind, I think it's a really valuable way to garden. And since this industry is just growing, I think, you know, we have a chance to set the tone and create a really cool environment that's, you know, better for the earth, for the people around us. And I'm still learning about it, but I'm definitely have a few things to share with you guys as far as techniques, I guess. And with gardens being so large and brands being so important, I think it's going to be extremely valuable to put your own stamp out there, to be really, to have your product represent you and what you're doing. And as I work at a store, and I try to listen to the customer and what they want, and if they want something simple, they want a liquid, I'll steer them towards a salt-based nutrient, and that's fine, you know, like, I'm not here telling people what they should do, but I see a lot of faces out here that are, you know, guiding this industry where it's going to go. And so for the ears that are open, you know, I'm all about it. And the importance of having your own voice in this industry, and that's one of the amazing things about organics is, you know, with synthetics you have basically different color bottles, different images of this, and different cool names. It's all the stuff inside. It's the same chemicals, same salts dissolved in water, with a colorful bottle, a colorful label. The cool thing about organics is you can have, you know, just from a NPK level, which nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Oh, I'm sorry, that was kind of got a phone call. Is you have so many different inputs that you can use. You can use plant-based nutrients. You can use animal-based nutrients. If you need to, you can have them on the farm with you. You can grow them. You can scavenge for them, or you can come to Roots and buy them from us, which we're happy to do. And that's going to be, I think, the unique way that each of us as gardeners can have our own voice and have our unique, product. And whether you're, I remember when I first started, I would just use like topsoil from my yard. This old school Hawaiian guy told me to get the dirt from underneath a mango tree. And I would get this biodynamic compost from the farm next door, which I would work 8 hours one day a week for a 5-gallon bucket of compost. And I was young, and that seemed pretty foolish at this time, but it was amazingly valuable. And I'd get some cinder, plant my plant, and there was no deficiencies, all these things that I think people are scared of when they think of growing organic, because they don't see this direct impact of, like that salt-based nutrients have. And I mean, that's a pretty simple recipe, dirt, topsoil, mango compost, and some biodynamic compost. And, I went from there, started using some guanos. I couldn't aerate it. I lived on solar energy, so we couldn't have really anything going towards night, so it was just a matter of walking by my bucket and shaking it as much as I could throughout the day on my free time. And it's, and as every input that I added something to the flavor, added something to the structure. And I think I've been, have had a family of people around me for the last 15 years, and have seen them grow, seen myself grow, and each one of us has a certain thing. It's not, I would say, like the same every time, but you can kind of see a similarity. You can, like the way when you smell it, it's like you're intaking it, but you're, not. It's just, the smell. And so that's one of the things that I would just hope that the gardeners that are, paving the way value that. There are environmental conditions and lighting conditions that can affect the results of your flowers and your product. But if we're all using the same bottles, how are you going to differentiate yourself from everyone else? And, like I was saying earlier, with organics, you can use, get your phosphorus from, guanos, from bone meal, from, plants. Like one of the cooler new products on the market, at least for me, is the dragonfly earth medicine stuff, which I'm like reading the ingredients and it's like, sounds like Earl Grey or something that I would drink myself. And it works magic. And I think that, I could say that for many different ingredients, and we just trust this, like these products up here, like tad soil is an excellent soil that it's like, to be able to turn someone on who's just starting this, or whether they're a professional, that you can just add water and watch your plant do its thing. And you can add your little things on how you train it, how you cure it, all these things, but it's completely organic and natural and pretty worry-free. I mean, I've never stressed about anything. You just do your thing and watch the plants grow. It's a pretty awesome 2 minutes. So, like I said, I just started using tad soil recently, and that's one of the cool things about, like, I've always used guano since those old days back in Maui, shaking my jugs of guano and water, and so I've didn't use it when I used tads. I just wanted to use it as the bag, and the results, it's pretty amazing to see how different. I mean, it's the same, but every little input that you put with organics can change the outcome. And I've always seen great results, but it just varies. And you can go the direction depending on what you learn from your own experience. You can really have a unique thing that follows what you want. And so that's basically the message that I'm trying to get out there, is to have your own voice and to make something unique and that represents you. So thanks for having me here. And do I do a question? Do you guys have any questions in particular? Or I know you guys are probably excited to hear from Jeff. So all right, well, thanks for having me.